So she's on the app.
No touch, no voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action.
Yeah.
Stop what's happening. Face is a 9, abs is a 10, D is a to be determined.
Black people do that.
Here, we gotta move on to part 2. Oh gosh, guys, I hope y'all are ready.
I'm not.
Lord, have mercy. Should we pause and have a word of prayer before this one? Because
Have 2 words of prayer before this one. I don't even
maybe
understand.
we should fast doing this.
Yeah.
We're
Regurgitate
fasting
my
both
oatmeal.
from food and water while we're watching this. If you're gonna drink something, drink it now, because
It's a problem.
water is good for your body, and it actually revitalize your cells, and you need some water because you're gonna lose some brain cells by the time we're done here. So let's get back to this. Are you guys ready for this? This was an ad by BLK. It is called No Voting, No.
Can you tell the people what BLK is?
BLK is a dating app. They have a YouTube channel, but it's really a black dating app. When I saw the type of black women that's in BLK, I said, boy, not the average decent black woman that's doing good. We talk about gangster black women. I'm like, oh boy, how fast I'll keep my wife. So it's just, to me, like, not only what the app represent doesn't speak for all blacks, but secondly, the message in this particular ad is disturbing. So I hope you guys ready for a laugh and be offended at the same time, because that's what's gonna happen. How about we get to this thing?
Straight checks, I think you got one.
It's voting season, bruh. No.
Hold on. I just gotta breathe for a second.
We're gonna pause and react to
Is
this one, by the way.
Is there a specific who they're? Hi, Lauren.
Yeah,
Is there a specific party that they're they're for?
I can tell you based on the words in there. They're talking about.
Is there a certain person they're saying to vote for?
Yeah,
or-
they're talking about universal health care. Universal health care is a Democratic talking point.
Okay.
So automatically, this is a pull to vote Democrats. And the second thing, too, that a lot of people like this know, the natural conception is all blacks, Democrats. They don't think of black people voting for the Republicans. That's something that's changing now. But naturally, this was like all
taboo.
blacks, Democrats. You already know. So go vote.
And if you're
So blacks people already know who they're supposed to vote for by nature.
Yeah, and if you vote the other way, then you're not black, but you're like a white black person.
Yeah, they call him call, what's that guy named Larry Elder that we did a little
Uncle
reaction to?
Tom.
They call him the white face, the black face of
Oh.
white supremacists.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
So you call it, and
Okay.
Uncle Tom, or Sambo. Anyway, let's listen to this.
His outfit. What is he wearing? There's nails. There's nails. There's a beard. There's glasses. This is like a girdle. There's a necklace.
It is a girdle.
Are there breasts?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Straight checks, I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh. No voting, no loving. No voting.
Makeup.
My goodness, what is going
No
on?
voting, no loving. So they're
Okay.
connecting voting with loving.
Yeah.
No touch, no voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving.
So she's on the app.
No touch, no voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action.
Yeah.
Stop what's happening. Face is a 9, abs is a 10, D is a to be determined.
I never heard it. I just saw a little piece of it.
My goodness. Drea, this is actually disturbing.
Okay. Do you have anything to say? Or are we going on?
Let's move on.
That joke, he don't sing bro. The only red flag, he said he don't vote. This midterms for all the single cuties. Wanna hit this booty, gotta do your civic duty.
No.
You want to hit this booty? Gotta do your civic duty?
No.
You know what? This is shameful. This is shameful
Why?
on so many levels. You know why it's shameful? Because you're connecting sex. First off, it's a dating app, so this isn't even between husband and wife. So you're promoting promiscuity.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
This looks like it's a primarily black focused black, it's a black setting. So this is what black people like.
Yeah.
Like this is how we think. This is so debasing. To me, this is so disrespectful. I don't understand how black people think it's okay to be puppeted like this and to be, I mean, look at, he's got nails, he's got a beard, he's got makeup, he's got a girdle, he's a man. Like this is just so much.
There's a name for that. It's called androgyny. So you have the mixer for both sexes in there.
This is just so disrespectful and demoralizing.
That's exactly what I thought.
To the black community.
For me, it's like, this is how you appeal to black people?
Yeah.
Like, we actually can think and reason from cause to effect. Just give us the facts and the logics.
Sexual blackmail.
And we know how to make our decision based on our values. We don't need this to know how to vote.
But they're connecting it. So it's just like, you want some, you gotta.
But the thing is, 95% of blacks, that's changing now, of course, but prior, 95% of blacks vote Democrats, and over 50% of them do not go vote. So they are Democratic in their thinking, but they don't go to the polls.
They don't actually go. They don't actually go.
So vast majority of them. So this is an encouragement for blacks to go get, to the polls.
Yeah.
And then go
so
vote.
they're trying to reach, and so I can see where they're trying to reach, because typically uneducated people are ones who don't go to vote.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at that, I can see where they're trying to reach this crowd. But is this the only way? Is this the way that we've come up with to say, and to be honest, who's funding this?
That was my first and honest question, because the person behind this also tells you the attitude, the perspective they have toward blacks.
I agree, Gregory. I think this is totally debasing to the black community.
That's true racism.
I think that this is, and then the fact that they all just signed on to be a part of it. I saw a video where someone said, how much would you pay? I mean, would you take $500 if I asked you to act black? And then it was obviously a white couple, and she starts singing freedom, freedom. And I'm like, what the?
That's crazy.
What is going on here? Like,
stuff we do. Oh my goodness.
Like,
yeah,
it's just sad to see what people think of. She was an older woman, so it's obvious in her time this is what she experienced when she saw black people seeking freedom. But it's sad because it's this oppressive mindset that black people just can't seem to get out of it.
Yeah, but the way that some people think of blacks is so debasing. And I know the black culture is primarily known for their hip hop and everything, but hip hop is not the face of blacks.
No,
it's the face for many minorities or some in certain communities and everything. They choose to identify with that, and that's on you. They don't speak for me. And the second thing is, I listened to Kamala Harris, the vice president, and she was on a show with Charlemagne the God, and she was there talking about, I used to smoke weed and I listened to Tupac and everything, and I'm like, so you need So you need to tell us that in order for us to kind of like, she's
she's down.
Oh, she's down.
She's down.
That's my kind of girl.
Like, really? Like, why don't we stop normalizing debased and moral behaviors with black people?
Yeah.
Stop normalizing that. Like that is not who we are.
Yeah.
This is what was pushed in our communities, and it's what has a lot of our communities in a daze and under oppression. But this is not who we are.
No.
This is not the core of African Americans. It's not the core of Africa.
No.
It's not the core of black people. No. It's terrible. This is so.
It's misleading.
So oppressive.
It is.
What does act black even mean? Yeah, exactly. So here you go. And it's a black person asking white people to act black, and then they're gonna get offended. Like,
it's just crazy.
I thought she would say, "What's up, bro?" But like, we can't speak articulately.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed.
And when I grew up, when I went to the white schools, I was too brown. And when I went to the all black school, you talk white. Even though this all black school is very prestigious, it's very high, whatever. But it was just like, you talk white. Oh, you're white. Yeah. When I would date guys, the white girl, the white black girl. Like, it's just So you just can't win being black in America if you're unless
From either camp, you are in trouble.
No dating, no
Mhm.
voting. Like unless then
Nah,
you're
that's black.
that's
according to
black.
some.
I
You
wish I would.
serious? Oh, give
That's
me a
not even
break.
acceptable.
Give me a break.
Oh my goodness. Hillary Clinton. And then did you see where they had that whole interview with Meg the Stallion?
Yeah. What's up with that?
Gregory Paul, did you that interview with Meg the Stallion? Like, this is how you're trying to reach your black people. And I get it. Again, so we're looking at the community of people, the demographic of people who don't vote.
Mhm.
Typically, it's your people who are in that world, in that environment.
World, yeah. So you appeal.
This
to
is
some
the
of
way
their,
you're going to try to appeal to them.
Yeah,
How about
you appeal to their influences?
Start. Where's
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter to start fighting against the music industry, fighting against this, so we could take this debased way of thinking and not have to use these types of platforms
Mhm.
that demoralize the black person even more to go
Mhm.
have and be promiscuous, to
Yep.
start setting judgments and standards based on your voting
Mhm.
status and all these different things. If you're gonna be sexually active with them, why don't we start building up our communities, our
That's
poor
right.
communities,
That's
our
right.
urban communities,
Yeah.
versus trying to get them to come out?
And again, I've
this
said
way.
it before, and I won't take it back. The number one issue in the black community is immorality. It's immorality, and that's the same issue for the
In
whole
all
entire
communities,
world. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong.
Yeah, it's not a
But
black
what
issue.
the black race have done, they've glorified it. They've actually owned it. You know, especially in the hip hop community,
Yeah.
they take that which is evil and they make it look like it is good. You know, it's like they are trying to convert evil. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is sinful. Like, and I'm not trying to be politically correct here. I want to be biblically correct. This is sinful. Like you
The whole
don't
show.
have a
And
man.
you know
You don't
it's-
have a man appealing to blacks in this way. Not only it is sinful, it's disrespectful. It's also it devalues black folks because that's not who we are.
No. And then on
That
top
is
of
not
that, you see what they have, a feminine man. So they're already trying to break down the homes.
Yeah.
They're already attacking the homes. So now you have a man
Mhm.
who's not even a man,
Yeah.
a full man
Yeah.
being this platform speaking.
Yeah.
So you don't even see there's one black man back there, but you see primarily females. Oh, I guess there's black men back
Yeah.
there. But at the end of the day, the face of this is a black man
Mhm.
who has feminized himself.
Yep.
So black men have no strength, have no power. So again, it's more oppression to keep them down.
Absolutely.
horrible.
Absolutely. You wouldn't dare to
Everywhere.
do that to any other culture. No other culture do this to their own culture. That to me is disturbing. Like we get
That's a
paid to
good
do
thought.
this
I
to
haven't-
our own people, and you don't see the Chinese doing this to their own people. You don't see the Mexican talking like that.
Huh.
But why do we do that? Like they use logic and facts, right? They use talking points to appeal to people based on their values. That's how they get them to vote. But no, we say we're gonna put some jam out there. We're gonna get our people moving because supposedly they are so emotional. They're not intellectual enough to reason from cause to effect. So the
they're
best
just
way
gonna,
to get them,
they like
the
sex.
best way to get them is to appeal to them through their
Yeah.
emotion and their lower base passion.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Who you
Yeah.
talking to?
Yeah.
Please don't do this to us.
Horrible. Let's hear.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting.
Ah!
No voting, no nothing.
What?
No voting, no fucking. No voting.
Shame on you guys.
Don't stop now, stuff my ballot box again, but my homegirl through, put the buy in partisan. Politics be so nasty, make me wanna flirt ya, show you how to be a poll worker. Legs in the air, I don't care. Anyone could get it, universal health care.
That's the point I was telling you here.
And everyone can get it universal healthcare.
Universal health
Yeah.
care. That itself is
Well, the fact that that party is liberal, it makes
Yeah.
sense now.
Yeah, it
Perfect
makes a lot
sense
of
because
sense.
of
Yeah.
the people who they have
Yeah.
like him.
Anything goes progressive.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
So it makes
the age. Get rid of everything that is traditional. Oh, by the way, look what he's wearing. I thought this was bad. Is that stilettos?
those are they're stilettos.
Oh Lord have mercy.
And look at these judges. And they're making a
This is some hackery.
yeah, it's just
It's
so
nothing.
it's just foolishness.
Yeah, it's just literally political garbage. That's the best way I can explain it.
yeah.
If you wanna come before the deadline, come in the jacuzzi, gerrymander this coochie.
No voting,
Ah!
Oh, you're serious?
no nothing.
I didn't really watch the whole thing before.
Gotta stand up for something. No voting.
Now he is proud of himself. He done vote. Now
Look at these people
he's gonna
in
go
their
get his prize.
Clothes.
Yeah.
This isn't right.
This is
On
dumb.
so many levels.
This is so messed up.
It's so demoralizing. I wish Black people would fight against this demoralizing, this
Yeah.
lack of ethic,
Yeah,
this immorality.
This is what
that
we
is
need
just-
to fight against, Black people. Not only these people in this video, we're not condemning them. Whoever is
Who's funding
sponsoring this,
Who's sponsoring this? Who
the
came up
real
with this?
enemy that we ought to, Black Lives Matter. You want to go after some stuff? Go after whoever's behind this video, because those that are behind this video are the ones that are creating the mentality to keep Black people thinking in this very debased fashion and keep them in this victimhood mindset where they cannot rise. These are the real enemies. They are right behind your scene.
And what
That's
did
who
you
you
say?
need to
Someone
follow.
said this video is fire.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, in the comment. There's a whole bunch
Like,
of people
what?
saying
Come on, guys.
I'm like, oh, these
Fire?
Fire?
Put it on fire.
Lord have
This
mercy.
is not fire.
Yeah, this is the worst of kind.
This is horrible.
And it seems like this is not a new thing. With with C-19, the pandemic 19, they also had the vax that thing up. And I heard in 2018.
Yeah, someone had put
yeah,
that in the thing.
Yeah, in 2018, there was like get your bottom to the pole, and I'm trying to, get your booty to the pole. I can say it. But the thing is, this is how you appeal to Black folks. Like, it's not a new thing. This is every time they do an election, they do this.
Some.
No voting, no touch, no voting, no nothing. BLK, we gon' stand up for something. Yeah, that's right. No voting, no loving. If the coochie is low, go hit the polls. Period.
That's terrible.
Oh, you kidding?
Oh, I vucked today. So he got some because he voted.
Yeah.
And so here you go. You had no man in front of this thing, but the man got sex in the end.
Yeah.
So this is the only real full man
That's
that was
the
part
goal.
of this whole video.
That's the goal.
All you want is sex. You're a Black man. You're just animalistic. You just want sex. You're horny.
Yeah.
Go, come on, feed your flesh.
Yeah. And they have, I know why they're saying it, because the way the Black culture has been portrayed through the music, we have portrayed our women to be nothing but
Whores.
yeah, and then our men are nothing but sex addicts, right?
Yeah.
We portrayed that spirit, and what they do not realize, majority of Black people don't prescribe to this.
Yeah.
Majority of us don't. We
don't
just want to
subscribe
raise
to
our
it, no.
family. We want to go to school. We want to go to church. We want to raise our children to love the Lord. Majority of us are thinking differently.
And even people who are in that world, in that urban environment, who are in that's not their primary goal.
No.
It's just the fallback
Yeah.
because they're so oppressed in their mind
Mhm.
because of all these little things that come out that just feed their mind and train their way of thinking about themselves and devaluing themselves, that they just fall back into these patterns, and it just becomes a way of life,
That is
literally until they die. For many people, they just running on a hamster wheel. They hop off and then they get right back on because they're not getting, and they're not going after, and not capable. Like, there's so many different factors. I can't say exactly what it is, but the tools to overcome, they're not able to carry them out. They're not able to get out. I lived in public housing my whole entire life.
Yeah.
I was on welfare my whole entire life, like my whole young years, my whole life.
But you used it in a positive. You build yourself up.
Absolutely.
You depend
I know
on the
so
system.
many people who were in public housing their whole entire life. Like you went from, my mom got food stamps, I got food stamps, none of my kids, but like at the end of the day, it's just like, this was the way that and so many people, their goal is to get out. And so it's really sad though, because there's some people who don't, some people who just use the system. It's true. And this just becomes a way of life. They're intentionally.
Yeah.
But
it's hard.
they have the tools. So I think what I'm trying to say is like, it's easier to learn something than to unlearn something. Habits are hard to break. Old habits are hard to break. We have generational curses. You have and that's why I said there's so many different factors, not to just say that they don't have the tools. They don't have the tools. That's not true. And when we understand, like, growing up for me, books, everything was white. There was nothing that portrayed me as being anyone of value in books, in school books, in coloring books, and Jesus. Like, everything was white, blonde hair, blue eyes. So growing up, I had a poor self-value because it just nothing looked like me.
Yeah.
So when they did come out with the black Barbies, the black girls didn't want the black Barbies. They wanted the white Barbies because the white Barbies were the valuable Barbies. So
They were taught to think that way.
so it's just and so it's just on TV, like everything. There was maybe one brown person in the midst of 10 children. You'd have your red hair kid, your brown hair kid, your blonde hair kid, one black kid, and then 3 other white kids and an Asian kid. So it's just like there is this mental oppression that came with society growing up for me. And many people. I mean, just in this society that we live in.
Well, you notice even in the
didn't portray
wording,
it.
in certain wordings too, like certain things such as Black Friday, Black Book, Black Sheep.
Yeah, so all the
it's almost
dark
like
stuff.
the dark stuff are all
dark side.
associated with, you know, I'm not saying like people who are saying these things may not be thinking in that way, but it's just the way that even language is weaponized. And when people are interpreting language mentally, it's just they end up with these thinking pattern, you know, and it's not like, that's not even good for you, you know, even to be thinking in that way. You know, so it's like, I know this is being done because being spiritually minded, we know this is a spiritual warfare. You know, that Satan is out to get every single race from one angle or another. But the black race particularly do not realize that they're destroying themselves. They are part of the destruction of this mess. The people who are signing on to make an ad like that to appeal to black folks, you are also part of the problem supposedly that you're trying to fix. It's just like, no, that's not intelligent, that's not smart. You know, that's how you keep your people low. You don't rise anybody from this kind of content. And again, you know, it's just sad to watch, you know. And again, it's the issue is mental. It really is.
And
like
people
the slavery
need
is
to
of the
see
mind.
it. Yes, they need to see it and break free from it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your own life.
Yeah.
So you have to want it bad enough to go after it and get it. Yes, you've been formulated in this environment, but hasn't everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody can go and be obese, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can go to Walmart
it's
and
a
pick all the foods
Yeah. It's a new thing now too,
to be obese. Yeah.
body
But so you can, nobody has an excuse, but some things will be harder. Like people are food addicts. So they're going to say, oh, I go to the store, I wish they would get rid of the cookie row. That's not how it works. Like, I wish they would get rid of the bakery section.
Self-control.
You have to find and dig deep within yourself. There's no excuses. You can't victimize yourself.
No.
You can call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Facts are facts.
Yeah.
You know, the foods that they put out for our children, the foods that they put out for us are horrible. They are
Absolutely.
like you have to fight against food. I see so many diseases and stuff based on a lot of times what people's diets are
and what they are presented
and what they're presented with, but it's your choice to eat it.
Absolutely.
So for the black people,
really
it's
good
your
point.
choice to take it's your choice to take what you've been reared in
Yeah.
and say, this is me.
Yeah.
Now I can't move forward. No, you have to move forward. No, you have to say no to that food, that processed food, these things and that.
Yeah.
You cannot just say it's I can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't have a hall pass
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. You don't have to agree with the
Yeah, there's too much help out there. There's
Yeah.
too many books. There's too many people. There's too much YouTube.
Oh my
like,
goodness. Yeah.
If anyone stays down, is because they
You want
chose
to.
to stay down
Yes.
and because they want to stay down.
Yes.
That's the truth in any area, any
Yeah.
arena.
It's a personal decision.
It is a personal decision.
You know, and going back to the political side of this ad, you know, after watching this ad, does it in any way, let me know guys in the chat, and you know, we can also speak on this. Does this ad in any way make you want to hop up and go vote?
I was gonna say something inappropriate, but I'm not gonna say anything inappropriate. I'm gonna
Come on, guys, let me know. After watching this ad, do you feel like you should hopping and go vote?
Well, it just depends if they're young black people.
Even if you're not black.
Now you want to vote twice. Ultra
There
salty.
you go. There you go. Twice. You know you're gonna have to show
Thank
some
you,
ID.
YouTube. Black
right?
males have to take the lead. I actually
I agree
appreciate
with
that.
Thank you.
I want to highlight that. And there's a lot of comments in here. You know, there's a lot. But I love what you said. Black males have to take the lead.
Yes, they
I
do.
think that we're trying to force someone to see us and value us and to see us in this certain way. Just take the lead. Just do what you got to do. This is not about, oh, well, you made me feel this way and you made me this and you made me that. This is the truth about how I grew up. It's true.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
Yeah.
But I also went to school. I did what I needed to do. I've taught my kids differently because I understand that mentality was not where I wanted to live. So with that being said, we need our black men to step up and to rise up and to just be what was instilled in every human being to be.
Yeah.
not just Black people, white people, Spanish people, all people.
Yeah. Guys, we are better than that. But I want to end it with
JP.
we do have a JP
Servers.
video. I do. Here, as you were talking, you mentioned the word mind, and I like, oh, there we go. Thank you. So here is my connection with this whole thing. The real issue we have going back to mental slavery here is, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed.
Yep. Anybody.
By the renewing of your mind, that you may prove that which is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I love this because the word bodies here, you may think is just this body as far as my physicality is concerned. No, is your entire personhood. So when he's talking about your bodies, he's saying, give God your will, give God your decision, give God your thoughts, give God your physical, everything belongs to him. Present that as a sacrifice to God. And then watch this, what happened next. You don't have to conform. What's happened, there's too much conforming. We need to have some more transformation taking place.
Yes.
The confirmation is what's killing us. We are conforming to the pattern of the world, conforming to the spirit of the world. We are going along with the music of the world, and some of this stuff is destroying our spirit. What needs to happen is the mind must be transformed. So I heard somebody say this is Transformers 101. So what has to happen is there has to be a transformation of the mind, which takes place when a person is fully surrendered to God. So that means we got to get in that book. Like, because our true identity is found in Christ. We're going to get in that Bible and discover God's will for our lives, or else any winds could just, pull us from whatever direction. And that's what has to happen, not just to the Black race, to every single man. There has to be a change of mind, which comes about by repentance and faith in the study of the word. God has to take control of your heart. Unless that happens, we are in serious trouble.
Yeah, we've got this movement of spiritualism that is void of God. So I love what Ultra Salty said, bring God back into the schools and churches in Vegas Villain. Belief in Jesus is a direct threat to the agenda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? Because what does Jesus do? He transforms the mind. He transforms your life.
Yeah.
He transforms you you see through all of this, what's happening here. You can state the facts. Like there was racism back in Jesus's time. Obviously, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Jews.
Yeah.
This isn't nothing new that races don't get along.
Yeah.
That cultures clash.
Yeah.
That's not new.
Yeah.
But what Christ offered to everybody was a transformation and renewing of the mind that you don't have to live there. The woman at the well.
I love
the woman at the well. What happened to her? You're a Jew. You don't ask for water from me, right? And he's like, Jesus is like, if you knew who was asking you for water, you would be asking me for water instead. Come on, man. Like, no, Christ came to debunk all of that.
And he did it in a different way than what the world like to address it as. We go on the streets and say, defunding the police, yada, 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 holding a sign, which you can do.
Why would you do that? Who would defund the police?
Oh, it's a big thing. I'm gonna let you. We're not gonna do a video today, but there's a video in the next live stream.
Not in my county.
But the thing is, it's just that they go and deal with the outer layer of the issue. They're cutting twigs and branches. Jesus gets to the heart of the problem. Because Jesus knows in humanity, the real problem is not racism. Racism is the outgrowth of a much bigger problem that we have, which is sin, right? Lack of identity. We are outside of God's will. And I love the identity concept because, but that's exactly what is going on. So when Jesus deals with us, he gets to the heart of the problem. That's why in his ministry, you didn't see Christ in his earthly ministry getting into all these little petty talks with the Romans and everything. He doesn't do that because what he did was get to the heart of the issue, bring the kingdom of God right within them. And if God is in them, they will be transformed. As far as me looking at you and say, oh, you black and white, that becomes of little significance when Christ is in your heart, because I look at you as a human being, not because of the color of your skin, the level of pigmentation that is in you. No, that to me doesn't matter, because I see you as a brother. I see you as a person who's been created by God and saved by the blood of the Lamb. To me, that's what matters. Your identity is found in him. None of that race stuff will even exist if Christ was really within. That's really what the world is lacking today. And it has to be personal. Unfortunately, the government can't do this for us. This is something that each person has to do.
Stop trying
on
to
a
make
personal level.
say about you need to value me and see me as this special person. Like you only need to be accepted and to be loved by God.
That's
Period.
right. Yeah.
Look at Christ. When Christ died on the cross, he
Mhm.
was a lone ranger.
Yes, he was.
His disciples forsook him and fled.
Yeah, but he never lost his identity.
He never lost his identity because he understood who
That's
he
right.
was.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
understood what his mission was. He understood who he was.
You're preaching.
And I'm just saying,
It's
right?
true. It's
He
true
knew.
because it goes back to what God the Father said to him. This is my beloved son, in whom I am
Well
pleased.
pleased.
So it's like when you have this confirmation from God,
Yeah.
what men say doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, fine. Okay, that's what you think about me. You think
Yeah.
I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a trans, I'm a
Yeah.
that, whatever you want to call me, because my identity is not found in what you say about me. It's found in Christ. He loves me and he confirms me. He knows who I am. He affirms me. And he knows where I stand. So who cares what you have to say about me?
At the end of the day.
You don't own me. I
Yeah.
belong to him.
So a lot
that
of people are
attitude is
taking
what we
this
need.
on in an immoral sense.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say about me. I'm living my best life. I'm living free. I'm living vicariously.
Yeah.
No.